Man, I can't believe this crap, man. These cops are out here arresting people just for breaking the law. Man, these tyrants are out of control, bruh. I thought you were a lawyer, now you say you can rap. Well, I listened to your record, made me go take a nap. The rhymes you're spitting out, they make you sound like a nut. Your latest track, it's got less views now than Gonzalez's butt. Well, you say you're just a man who wants to smoke at some weed, but you smoke yourself stupid, boy, get the help that you need. You think you could be like Tom McDonald, be an internet star? The problem is your brain's so tiny, it would fit in this jar.
It's a frivolous lawsuit.
You know you're gonna lose.
Frivolous lawsuit.
Now watch me play the blues.
Frivolous lawsuit.
You put against cat.
Frivolous lawsuit.
Make sure you wear the hat. All parties have been sworn in. I've read your complaint.
It's a frivolous lawsuit.
The way it's written, it sounds like you've been smoking paint.
That means
if we have that title to your shit, we will take it.
Oh, come and take it, bitch.
All right. I want your money and I want your dignity, and I'm taking both.
To quote my good friend Artie, come take it, bitch. Come take it, bitch. Come take it, bitch. Come take it, bitch.
Come and take it, bitch.
She spit in my face.
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 Take it, bitch.
Take it, bitch.
She spit in my face.
You're a fucking idiot.
She spit in my face.
Shot little thick dude.
A woman walks into the ladies' room at the mall. She enters one of these stalls and sits down to begin doing her business. As she starts to pee, she looks down at her shoes and sees a head poking under the stall, looking up at her with a camera. "What are you doing?" she screams, frightened. "I'm recording you," says Denver Metro Audit. "But this is a bathroom," she squeals. "Yes, a public bathroom, and there's no expectation of privacy in public," he tells her. "You don't belong in here," she yelled. "I didn't see any sign saying that," DMA replies. "It says ladies' room right on the door." Maybe it does, but it doesn't say no men allowed, does it?" he asked her. "What? That's stupid," she sputtered. "You're being a Karen about this, and what's stupid is shaving down there," DMA answered, holding his camera up. "If you let that bush grow in, it would create privacy for your hoo-ha like a hedge." She stared down at the activist lying on the filthy floor looking up at her. "A hedge? Look, they should put a lock on that door if they don't want people coming in. They need to create privacy," DMA said. "It says ladies' room. They assume men won't come in here." "Well, they shouldn't assume that. And I can film whatever I can see. It's my First Amendment right as an independent journalist." "Oh, you're a journalist. What are you working on?" she asked, sarcastically wiping herself. "I can't divulge that information at this time. The story isn't finished yet," he lied as if there were a story. "No expectation of privacy in public," he reiterated. "But I'm in a stall," she cried. "Yes, and look, it's open on the top and the bottom," DMA answered in his thin voice. They need to create more adequate privacy because if I can see it, I can film it. You don't have to like it, but it's my First Amendment right. The conversation droned on like this for a while. The woman on the toilet and DMA on the filthy floor next to the toilet. Finally, the woman says, "Christopher, don't you think this is inappropriate? I'm your mom." And that's a true story. Absolute true story.
Oh man, I love that. It was great.
That's enough. Stop it. Turn it off. No, this ain't right. This ain't right. No, look. The only reason Hezekiah is showing that crap is because he's trying to delay the premiere of my stand-up special. Woohoo! I finally done it. I finally did it. It's finally done. It's finally done. That's right. My stand-up special, it's gonna make me $187 trillion. It's gonna be the biggest hit in the world. I'm gonna get a bazillion views. That's right. I'm gonna get more views than the Gangnam Style. Ooh wop, ooh dop, 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 ooh wop, the Gangnam Style. Ooh wop, ba doo, pop, pop, ooh wop, the Gangnam Style. I like to drink coffee with girls at the club because whoop, Gangnam Style. Ooh, damn, yeah. That's a bigger hit than pineapple, apple, pan. Do. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and let's watch my stand-up special. Yes, Hezekiah. Play the video. Show these people what real comedy looks like. Let's
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the comedy show. That's right, tonight we have a new rising star on the horizon. His first stand-up special. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, he's the pimp, you're the simp, and he's been eating all the shrimp. The one, the only. Let's hear it for News Now Voodoo. All right.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here tonight on the stage in front of you guys. Alright, so anyway, joke number one. Okay, so I just flew in from Boston, and it was extraordinarily difficult because I don't have wings, you know.
Ooh. You suck.
Okay, wait, I got another one. Okay, so a priest, a rabbi, and some other dude walk into a bar. And then the bartender says, "What do you guys have?" And then they order their drinks and have a very pleasant conversation. And cops suck.
Oh, get off the stage.
Okay. I got it. All right. This is the killer diller one. This is the one that I'm going to win the Nobel Prize for. And I'm going to get myself a Pulitzer Prize in comedy writing for this one. All right, here we go. A First Amendment auditor walks into the DMV and goes out of his way to get into an argument with an old lady, and then he pepper sprays her. And cops suck.
You suck.
No. I was just warming up. All right, here, we're going to get into the good stuff now. All right, here we go. My wife's cooking is so bad that the food she makes doesn't taste very good at all. In fact, it's quite unpalatable. Yeah? No?
Get off the stage, you hack.
Cops suck.
I'm out of here.
No. Okay, yeah. My wife is so ugly that she isn't very pleasant to look at all. In fact, quite the opposite. Yeah. The cops suck. Yeah. No. Okay. A guy walks into a doctor's office, and the doctor says, "What seems to be the problem?" And he says, "Cops suck." No? I thought that'd be the biggest hit ever. What's the deal with airplane peanuts? They're tiny bags that are small and not big. Get it? Okay, all right. Dagnabbit has, I told you to cut out the part with the tomato and to add fake laughter. Dagnabbit, you were supposed to edit it. That's just the raw footage, man. That's no good. I'm not gonna get rich and famous with that crap. That audience was terrible. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna refilm it with the same jokes, but this time I'm gonna have John Felix and DMA and Chili DeCastro and James Freeman in the audience and Casey Cameron Boy and Silence Boy. And when I tell my jokes, I'm gonna get the biggest laugh ever. They're gonna love it. They're gonna think I'm the funniest comedian in the world, man. Yeah, it's gonna be great. So anyway, what do I get for my stand-up special?
I mean, hip, 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 hooray. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, women and children of all ages, Greg Jonick was first. What's up, Greg? Here's your happy dance. Let's go. All right. Thank you so much. Victoria B., welcome to the show. Great to see you. King Stu 2000 says, good morning, all. That's everybody. That's all it is. That's a fact. Jack, and do it again. Hi, why? Yeah. P. Barnes, it's Monday. I know, right? Ugh. Yeah. Oh boy, I'm not looking forward to today. But you know what? We'll gotta do what we gotta do. P. Barnes, Highway Star. Terry Barnes, good morning. God bless you all. God bless you, sir. Greg Jonick, Highway Star. The DMCA lawyer. Let's see. Sorry about yeah, I know. Let's see. My Tiny Chihuahua Life is here. What's up? Greg Jonick is here. Nerd Girl Gen World, what's up? Welcome to the show. Let's see. P. Barnes, Greg Jonick, Terry Barnes. Let's see. Who else is here today? The Lessinator! Hooray! All right. DVD Persons, a frauder actually got, but only seemed to get sick on Mondays and Fridays. He must have a weakened immune system. I get it. It's a joke. All right. It's Monday. What do you want from me? Give me a break, will you? Let's see where we at here. I always start P. Barnes, Tiny, David Lexi, and what's up? Let's see, Highway Star, P. Barnes, Chuck, what's up, Chuck? NCR News Network is here. Hey, NCR, I don't know if you know, because I popped into Booze and Body Cams yesterday for a minute, but my kids were here and I was dealing with them, so I didn't really catch what was going on. But in the chat, I said thank you to Katie Zed because she sent me something and I got the package. And I just wanted to know if she saw my message or not. Because, I'll email. Well, I should email her anyway and say thank you. See, I never go on Discord. Maybe I could send her a thank you on Discord. Let's see. Highway Star. Uncle Artie's Bar, Girl of Stupidity. Tenny Chihuahua Life, P. Barnes, Terry Barnes, what's up? Mr. Thomas, good morning, Hez and the Rash family. Boo! That's what News Now Voodoo. Yep. Let's see, Tenny Chihuahua Life. The DMCA lawyer for 200 bats. Sorry about the intro. DMA made, yeah, okay. That's funny that DMA is actually even aware of my existence, let alone took the time to put me in the video. That's that's cool. Let's see. Mr. Thomas, NCR, Uncle Artie, P-Boards, who else? It's Monday. Give me a break. And I gotta go to work today, and it's gonna be like 100 degrees out again. I've been a bad nerd girl. Day job has me busy. Plus, the passing of Papa Nerd took me away from all the fun. Oh, well, we're glad to see you. Glad to have you. Always. Let's see. All right. So, hello, everybody. Welcome to the show on this beautiful Monday morning. All right. Ow! Ding dong, dang, dag, nabbit. I said a ding dong, dang, dag, nabbit. Hey. A lot of fun this weekend. Saturday was fun. For those of you who were there, I don't know. Yeah, Cupcake wasn't able to make it this week. In fact, I got to email her and see if she's going to be on next Saturday's show. But we had a good time. It was Mr. Thomas's birthday. So we, sang happy birthday to him. We had him up on the show. It was a lot of fun. And I was telling a story about I should have it. I should have thought about this before I went on the air because now I'm thinking about it. It's like I should known I was going to tell the story. I should have. I took some footage. Like, obviously, you saw I did the News Now Voodoo stand-up thing. But I got, this whole series of News Now Voodoo videos that I've been working on. And on Friday, I took a bunch of footage. I got News Now Voodoo chilling at the beach. And I got him auditing McDonald's, or at least trying to. There's a whole thing behind that. But anyway, I don't want to get too much into it. Spoilers, whatever. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Stupid News Now Voodoo video. But anyway, when we were on the beach, my son and I were roaming around the beach looking for different ideas to film stuff and hang out. And we went down a couple miles down from the normal swim area that we go to on the shore of Lake Michigan. And we were just, and just exploring. We were just having fun. Hey, let's go explore, me and my son going around exploring on the beach. We found a shanty. Somebody built this big, beautiful structure just out of rocks and sticks. And it was amazing. I mean, it's there's this whole big walkway where the walkway is it's not paved, it's rocks. They laid rocks in the sand to make the pathway, and then this big wall that goes about this high all the way around it, around the structure. There's this stone wall, and then you get inside there, and it's these sticks, they're laid against each other, but it's got the round opening, and you walk in, and you got over your head, you're covered if it rains or whatever. And then there's chairs. There's two chairs. There's a big log that's carved in the shape of a chair. There's a fire pit, but the front section is open air with the wall. So the fire pit's under the open air section. So whoever built it thought about the smoke is going to go there and not go inside the structure. But also, when we were in there and we discovered the place and we're looking around, Minnie has said to me, he's like, this place is everything but a TV. I'm like, it doesn't need a TV because look what you see. And then I told him, sit down and look straight forward. What are you looking at? The lake. Just this big, beautiful view of the lake and the sky and everything. It's gorgeous. And you can sit there and watch that. And it's like, this is the coolest thing ever. So I took some footage of News Now Voodoo auditing that place. They even had, like, I mean, you could tell by looking at it that they had found a piece of, like, concrete from some sort of a structure because it had, like, metal in it, right? Like, it was, like, they had some kind of metal beam or something, and they poured concrete around it, and then years later tore it down, and a big chunk of it got somehow there. But the pieces of metal inside of it made a shape almost like a tic-tac-toe board. So they put that as part of the structure when they were building it with the rocks. So there's like this permanent tic-tac-toe board, and then they took stones and drew X's and O's on the stones and laid them out on the board. So you could play tic-tac-toe. It's the coolest thing. I got all kinds of footage of it. News Now Voodoo basically giving a tour of the property. It was fun. We had a great time. That was a lot of fun. And we were talking about that on Saturday. So that's good stuff. And then, I don't know. Yesterday was, well, all right. So, the Bears. The Bears. The first preseason game of the year was yesterday, and it ended in a tie, 24-24. So, hey, it's not a loss. So that was cool. You know, some of the guys looked good. The quarterbacks, both of them, both number 2 and 3, both look good. They can't decide who's going to be 2 or 3 yet. If they keep performing at this rate, it's going to be a good race to see who's going to be the quarterback. So there's that. And then, of course, the frauditors are still frauditing. Now, I know that there was something, I didn't actually see it because I was with the kids all weekend and we were doing all this and distracted and blah, blah, blah. The Dolphins should have won. Hey, it don't matter. It was a tie. They didn't lose. But dagnabbit, you got me distracted with the Bears game again and the Dolphins. The one team to beat them in 1985, the Miami Dolphins. I'll give the Dolphins that much. And they had Dan Marino at one point. So, and he was in Ace Ventura, so that's cool. Yes. So maybe one of you guys could point me to a good one to watch. The whole thing with that cop, the Fahey or whatever, that went after Long Island Audit when Long Island Audit was trespassing on his property. I saw like some kind of updates, like I guess internal investigations found that he did nothing wrong, or he was something happened with it. There was some kind of update with that case, but I'm not sure what it is. I just remember seeing a thumbnail that said something about that, but the kids were here at the time, and I got distracted talking to them back and forth, blah, 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 and then I completely forgot about it, and then I never clicked on it. I never watched it. I don't know what's going on. So if anyone here can quick give me I can help you with, if you email. Oh, help me with that situation? Yeah, I can, yeah. I can do that for you, NCR News Network. Absolutely. Positively. Absolutely. Positively. I don't know, man. I just make stuff up as I go. What you want? It's Monday. Oh, I hate Mondays. Seriously, though, I woke up this morning and I was not feeling it at all. Good morning, everyone. Been a minute. I've not been fishing in the Bahamas. Too much rum and fun. I shall heal, feel well. Hope all are well. Hello, Texas Tim. Welcome to the show. Great to see you here. I hope you're doing well as well. As well. The officer confirmed that he did spit. Well, duh. We all saw that. It was in the video. What's up, NCR?
Not much has. So the IA report has come out, and they feel that retired Sergeant Brian Fahey did not represent the agency in its best light. So prior to his retirement date, they gave him a 5-day unpaid suspension. It was revealed that his retirement date was actually predetermined because he said in his paperwork in May to do his retirement. So it's not because the pressure from LIA and his followers. It was because he actually planned to retire ahead of time. LIA is still saying that he is going to get the FBI involved. He's going to be doing this large investigation. Leroy Truth, Full Court Press, John Felix, Garden State Accountability, all returned back to Sergeant Brian Fahey's neighborhood. None of them went onto the properties. They were looking for reports of cameras being placed out. They found the cameras. There were more trespassing signs. And more information came out from the local news about the incident with Fahey and Sean. Apparently, there has been no trespassing signs all over the property that could not be seen. The reason why they are charging him with the malicious voyeurism is because you could not see his house from the property line unless you were actually on his property, as we can all see from all that. Sean is upset by that. Leroy Truth was upset by that. So he decided to go to the local news outlet that put the story out to ask them questions and complain that they had a very large gate, which is just ironic.
Well, you know what's amazing about that? I have a video on deck for today's show by a certain someone about that exact Leroy Truth event.
Really? That's strange.
Yeah. That's an amazing coincidence. In fact, that might be a great segue into the video.
Let's take a look at it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for a video from the one and only NCR News Network. Let's go. All right. Wait a minute. Let's get right into it. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This is great. And for those of you watching, we didn't plan it out that way. He's telling me the story, and I had that video on deck, and it's like, oh, that's perfect. All right. Yes. Happy accidents. I love them. Just real quick, Nightmare says, my daughter finally started... Okay, it is. It's a joke. My daughter finally started looking for a job. I told her there's an entry-level job that people are dying to get into, and you start with 3,000 people beneath you. Working at a graveyard isn't for everyone. Uncle Artie for $5. Come on, just like Chalita got Ironton's police chief to retire. Don't you know a liar doesn't lie? Just like Chalita doesn't lie. DMA is butthurt. Here's your happy dance. All right, yes. And I love the fact that these guys have this thing like what you're saying with this situation. It's like the dude was going to retire anyway. We know that going back from paperwork from May. It's not like he just made up a lie there's evidence, there's proof that he had it pre-planned.
Yeah, it's not a forced retirement. It's not a punishment.
Right.
He planned it out in May. He put his paperwork in. I mean, he did 26 years as a Connecticut State Trooper. He did, I don't know how many years as a officer in New London.
Yep.
So it's like he's had let's just round it up to like 30, 35 years worth of experience as a law enforcement officer. He's ready to retire.
Right. And even like the whole situation, like as a whole, is like so ridiculous to me because it's like, okay, let's say that there actually is some kind of weird thing going on with the money, which is supposedly, although we all know because we've seen the videos that he's just butthurt because this guy wouldn't take his crap, so he decided to retaliate by going after him. But let's just take it at face value that there actually is something fishy going on with the money. The way you find out and expose that is like the proper use of the FOIA stuff. Get the information, get the financials, run the numbers, do the math, figure out if you can find any discrepancies, do like a journalistic investigation, go after the right people, through the right channels, not just go to the dude's house and start yelling at him and asking him, how come you're stealing our money? How come you're stealing our money? Answer me. What?
Well, that's the thing is, and I bring this up every time I talk about them or I get a chance to talk with them, is they call themselves journalists, but they can't follow the 5 core ethics. They can't follow the values of journalism, but yet they want to be treated as journalists. And when actual mainstream media or newspapers put out articles on them, they refer to them as what they are, as YouTubers.
Right.
And then they get mad and say they're fake news.
Right. Exactly. And again, that's yes. Like, the Constitution says everyone's a journalist. No, it doesn't. It doesn't say in the First Amendment, Congress shall make no laws regarding the free speech, and you're all journalists, whether you like it or not. Like, what?
Well, I have to play a bit of the devil's advocate here because technically they are right. Freedom of the press does allow us all to be journalists if we wish. But the main protection of that is it means the government cannot control the media. It cannot control the press. It cannot make up what they want us to say. We can say what we want. Yep. That's why we have the ability to redress our government with that amendment. That's why we have the right to say what we want with that amendment. As our right as a journalist, if we wanted to be one.
Right. Exactly. But that's the thing. It's like none of these guys ever seem to understand anything contextually, like the context of like, why does this exist? Because if you wrote a news article saying, I don't like the new law that the king made, he could have you thrown in jail. So free press is going to stop that from happening. Like, it's not so that you could walk into a building and insult an old lady, and as long as you're filming it, hey, I'm free press, I can do what I want.
It's just one of those things that you have to apply logic and context to, but some people don't want logic and context. They just want shock and awe.
Yep. Exactly. So anyway, let's okay, in the video itself, do you basically because you broke down everything that led up to this, do you do that also in the video? Because I don't want it to be like we tell the story 3 times, but if not, do you want to sum it up before we watch the video, or do you sum it up in the video?
I sum it up in the video, and I cover more stuff in there that I didn't just share.
All right, cool. So let's just go ahead and check it out, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's go.
And sign up for your free 14-day trial. It's a great way to make sure your personal data stays safe, get a great way to keep an eye on your personal finances, and put an end to all those pesky spam calls. With all that being said, let's enjoy today's video.
In front of the WFSTB studio here, where I am here peacefully, underlining peacefully, here to ask why did they do a hit piece on Sean of Long Island Audit? Right. Why would they do that? So here we are to show you here. Eyewitness News, WFSB.com. Open Monday through Friday to 5 p.m. Okay. Yeah. So it is locked here. So it says Kaylee will be at the front desk Monday through Friday here. So lobby phone. So you got to get buzzed in here. If no one is at the front desk, Caitlin Amato, extension 41587. Welcome, everybody. Smash that like button on your way in so it gets more reach. YouTube will give us to more people here.
Yeah, you don't want to forget on promoting that channel of yours. I mean, that's the key thing as a independent journalist is to promote your channel on YouTube so people can follow you and like you. Just like you did at the Groton City meeting the other day. Yeah, that was pretty cringy when you told the city council to like and subscribe to your channel. But why are you truly here? You're saying they did a hit piece on Sean of Long Island Audits? I've watched the news articles that came out about Sean the other day, and they weren't really hit pieces. They didn't refer to him as an independent journalist. They referred to him as a YouTuber. And they did reveal the fact that Brian Fahey did get threats in the past after interacting with Sean from his followers. There were personal phone calls made to him and at his barracks. There were letters sent in the mail. There were emails. There were voicemails sent saying that they wanted to unalive him or cause harm to him and his family, which would explain why possibly his bail got raised so high and why they have a protection order against him. But just because this news agency decided to call Sean a YouTuber and not an independent journalist, you guys seem to be butthurt about that. But in reality, it's what he is, because he's not really a journalist. He's a YouTuber. He's a 1099 contractor for Google.
I just saw someone and it looks like they ran away. This is WF. Okay. No, Caitlin. Please use phone call to your contact center. General inquiries use 4170. 41700. Hey, hello everybody. Welcome, welcome. Okay, here we go here. In fact, yeah, I'm going to turn it around this way. So I'm trying the extensions here and I'm not getting anywhere. Knock on the door. Looks like they ran away. There was someone right there at the lobby just before I came in. And as I'm coming in, I guess they see me. I mean, there are windows here.
Well, there's a lot of reasons why they're probably not there right now. I mean, you got there about what, almost 4:30, almost 5 o'clock. So they're getting ready to start doing the live news feed. I mean, this is a news station that would be doing a live broadcast with a local affiliate. But you're saying you're here because they did a hit piece on Sean? Is it because they called him a YouTuber? Listen, I get it. You guys are butthurt that real journalists don't consider YouTubers actual journalists. It's because you guys can't be real journalists. Not that somebody who does have a YouTube channel can't actually be a journalist. I am referring to these auditors. I'm sorry, frauditors, because they say they're independent journalists, but they don't act like journalists. They don't follow the core values of journalism. They don't follow the ethics and practices of journalists. I mean, hell, Leroy and Sean can't do it. They clearly have bias when it comes to the stories they put out. They clearly can't show humanity. They can't be accurate. They cannot be factual, and they don't take accountability. Sean is guilty of trespassing, but yet he's saying, well, there's no trespassing signs. Well, guess what? A private road sign can be considered a no trespassing sign. It just depends on if the local prosecutors will hold that. But because you guys can't handle the truth, Leroy, you guys get mad.
I can't hide. I'm not going to hide the camera, of course. It looks like receptionist ran away. What cowards? And this is crazy.
On screen.
Okay, let's try another extension here. Great day in.
All right, real quick, there's something I want to address because you do a real good job of going over everything. But one thing that I always noticed with all of these guys, and he just did it, so it's making me bring it up now with this too. They always say things like, and again, I think it goes back to the idea that they think they're the center of the universe. It's like, if there's no one behind the desk, or if there's no one in the office, or if somebody has to go somewhere, is like in the process of going somewhere and they see them leaving, those cowards are running away from me. Those cowards, how dare they run away from me? Like, go ahead.
To me, it's the whole thing. You go to a news station, you know it's getting ready to be time for a live news feed.
Right.
Maybe somebody left an important document. Maybe they needed help getting the reports handed to them or getting the teleprompter work done. Maybe they needed to help somebody because that's why they're not there.
Right.
That doesn't make them a coward. If
Right.
if they would just be like sitting there and ignoring you and acting skittish and just no, then yeah, I would say it's cowardly. But just because somebody's not there, like you said, that doesn't make them a coward. It doesn't make them scared. Maybe they're doing something called actual work.
Right. Well, even like, honestly, even if they were just ignoring him, like if I'm there and I see this guy coming at me with this camera, hey, come open the door, I'd be like, no, who the hell are you? Why am I opening the door for you? That doesn't make me a coward. That makes me stay the hell out of my place. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just seems like they throw that coward word around so much. Like, because cops don't like random people sneaking up behind them and stabbing them, that makes them cowards. Like,
it's like they have a reason to ask not to be so close to them on traffic stops. I mean,
right.
Donut Operator covered 2 stories. I covered one of them where cops were attacked on traffic stops because people went up on them. Last year or the year before, he covered one where cop was on a traffic stop. It was going peaceful. Guy was giving him his documents. Guy came up with a hatchet and then tried to attack the cop.
Right.
And then last year, or was it earlier this year, a guy in Utah, when the cop was on a ride along with somebody, did a traffic stop, and the guy was cooperating. He was like, yeah, I'm having problems with my tail, with my one headlight. I got told by another cop, I'm just trying to see if I can fix it so I can get home safe, or if it's whatever. The cop was just going to just give him a warning. Dude comes up, attacks the cop, tries to get into the squad car and attack the person on the ride along. So you can see why they say, hey, you can film all you want, just step back, give us some distance.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's like, anyway, like I said, anytime I hear these guys throw that word coward around, it's always like, I don't think you guys understand what that word means. And especially because, like, they never turn it around and look at themselves, It's like, why do you attack cops? Because they can't do anything except maybe arrest you. Like, oh, my fans are going to bail me out anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then old ladies and kids. That's who they go after.
It's like you see the West Coast guys, and I was going to try to ask this to DMA and Liberty Troll last night. It's, they were talking about, what hurts the movement. And I do think there's a benefit to an actual auditors like Ironton Auditor. I respect him. He actually did it the right way, in my opinion.
Right.
But when you're going to a business and you're harassing people who are just trying to eat lunch, or you're going to a store and you're scaring away the customers, how is that journalism? How is that sticking up for any of our First Amendment rights?
Right. How does it do anything? It's just, yeah, there's no purpose to it other than making YouTube money.
And, they call them cowards and tyrants and Karens. It's like the clip I use from Princess Bride. You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Right. Oh, man. Inconceivable. All right.
9A, Becky McCabe, extension 4141770. Okay, welcome everybody. Please smash that like button. I'm making calls here. It looks like they abandoned ship. Hey, hello, real journalists in the house.
You're not even a real journalism. That's right.
Okay, I'm going to call. Again, they're open until 5 o'clock. I checked. And it took hours to get here. Thank you, Gregory. and it took hours to get here. And once I saw that hit piece they did on Sean this morning on WFSB News, I mean, it's pathetic. And they call themselves journalists, and they call us YouTubers.
Shenanigans.
No, 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 no.
Shenanigans.
No, 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 no.
And we're calling shenanigans, folks, because they are real journalists, and you are YouTubers. I mean, think about it. You're not actually doing anything of real substance. You're not putting out any real news stories. Neither is Sean. Neither is any other frauder who calls himself an independent journalist. A true journalist can separate themselves from the story. Sean can't do that. It's not a hit piece that they put out either. They put out a news article where they went over the facts and statements made in the IA report that they did on Brian Fahey for spitting on Sean, where they found, yes, it was a substantial credibility to, put him on unpaid leave. Now, it was a 5-day suspension. But just because they refer to Sean as a YouTuber, because that's what he is, a true journalist can separate themselves from the story. And a true journalist wouldn't go around trespassing and breaking the laws. You've got to remember, Branford v. Hayes still says a journalist may be granted the same information that the general public is, but they are still subject to the same criminal prosecution and civil prosecution that everyone else is. Just because you're a journalist does not mean you're immune from prosecution and get special treatment.
I'm going to call again here. So 41700, 41700. Okay. Oh, hey, Quinn, I'm so glad to get a hold of you. I am looking to ask someone questions about a story, and I drove over 2 hours to get here. So who can I ask about a story that was on the news this morning? Very, very time sensitive. All right, so I just got a hold of someone here. Took numerous tries. And I came through Friday traffic on Route 95 in Connecticut. Ain't pretty, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
But we do what we got to do. And as I was saying, when I saw that hit piece on Sean this morning, how they said there was he confronted Brian Fahey. Sean didn't confront Brian Fahey. He peacefully went, knocked on his door, came 15, 20 feet off of the porch to ask questions about some alleged corruption. Hey, thank you, Steve Rogers. And welcome, everyone. Please smash that like button, people coming in here. And stay tuned because Sean is doing a live stream at 6 where he will break down every single part of the hit piece that WFSB did. WFSB.com is a website.
Now, there's a couple of things I want to address here. One is he keeps saying it's a hit piece. It's not a hit piece. I will provide links in the description box so you guys can watch these 2 news stories that they did where you can clearly see it's not a hit piece. And secondly, he's saying Sean didn't confront Brian Fahey. Well, let's see. He went onto private property without being invited, knowing that he couldn't be on private property, to go talk to Sergeant Brian Fahey. He knew they had a past that was tumultuous, to say at least, and that he is filing a civil lawsuit, and he is well aware of the threats that were made against Brian Fahey. How did he not expect something to go down that happened? I mean, think about it. If you have a problem with somebody and you know you have a problem with them and you go to their house or their place of employment, do you expect them to give you milk and cookies? To open the door and have you come in and put your feet up on the couch? No. Sean knew he shouldn't have been there. He knew a confrontation was going to happen. That's why he went there. He knew if he went there, he could get a reaction from Brian Fahey that he could put on his channel and get tons of clicks and views. Instead, he turned it into an opportunity to get money.
And he also will be reading the Internal Affairs report, which WFSB seems to have taken as a gospel and didn't bother to investigate. Hey, Jenny, hello. Constitutional freedom fighter. Oh, they got a camera here. Oh, here we go. Hey, hello. I'm so glad to talk to someone.
What do you want to talk about?
I want to ask questions about a very disturbing report that was done about Sergeant Brian Fahey today. And why?
Ooh, access denied.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is nuts. That's journalism here? Oh my God. So, here, let me turn this camera around here. That was the shortest interview in the history of journalism. Why did he say, well, I can't help you? Now, he didn't tell me to leave. If he did, I would instantly leave. He didn't tell me to leave. He didn't ask me to leave. That shows everything you need to know about WFSB.com. I mean, that's pathetic. And I know I'm going to find their number and to call, and I want to talk to whoever's in charge here. That was 1,000,000% unacceptable.
No, it's not actually. It's actually pretty acceptable and a common practice. Now, if this was about maybe trying to provide information, they probably could have gave me the name of a reporter to speak to or somebody from the people that you would need to speak to. But just because he didn't want to answer any of your questions doesn't mean it's unprofessional or they're hiding something or they're trying to make another hit piece, as you would say. Some news agencies do have designated people that are supposed to speak to members of other press outlets. And if you're calling yourself a member of the press and an independent journalist, you would need to understand that. Not everyone who works for the news outlet can actually speak on behalf of the company or its station. Now, you can just take the loss and go home about your day and start your weekend proper, or you could probably throw another fit and try to get some more gotcha hit pieces out there. Let's see what you want to do.
They like to report the news, but they don't like to be questioned about their news reporting. And that piece is such a hit piece. If you haven't seen it, if mods can put it in the link here.
Can we pause for a second?
Put the links for, it was a piece that came out this morning. And
What's up?
He keeps saying hit piece.
Right.
That's not a hit piece. A hit piece would be something like throwing out Sean's past, his conviction for armed robbery in the second degree, bringing up that he has all these arrests. That would be a hit piece.
Right.
Going and saying that he is a YouTuber, that's not a hit piece. That's a factual statement.
Right.
It's like, okay, if I go out there and I say, Hezokuai is a YouTuber, but yet he's overweight or he's got an unkempt beard, that's a hit piece. If somebody was to come and say, oh, well, he's just NCR's just some guy on the internet who's making it up out of his ass. He's got this criminal past. He's done all these shady things. That's a hit piece. But when you bring out facts and logic, and they didn't even mention Sean's past, they didn't mention the threats that were made by Sean's followers. They just said, Sean is a YouTuber who runs the channel Long Island Audits. And then here's what happened in the IA report. Show me where any of that is a hit piece.
I don't know. Nightmares Adventures is saying that they did bring up his past, but I didn't see it, so I don't know what they.
I seen two of the news stations articles they did, and they said, I think a different outlet did say that he had a pass for, robbery, but it wasn't the whole thing. The hit piece would be a whole thing trashing Sean, playing down everything about Fahey, highlighting, oh no, but this is what he did. This is what this guy did. And this is why you shouldn't trust him.
Well, and also, like you're saying, addressing specifically Leroy Truth's argument is that it's a hit piece. Why? Did they go after him to try and destroy his reputation? Are they going after him to try and destroy his life? Put it in the media that he's this horrible person? A hit piece? No, they're calling him a YouTuber. Oh no! How dare they call a YouTuber a YouTuber? What?
It's to me, it's silly because I've got asked this before. It's like, well, do you consider yourself news because you have news in your name? No, I'm just a guy on the fucking internet. That's what I am.
Right.
Sorry to swear so early in the morning, but it's I'm just some guy on the internet. I look up case law, I look up state laws, I look up what I need to look up to verify my information.
Right.
If it's wrong, I'll correct it. But I'm not news. I don't consider myself news. I consider myself an entertainer.
Right. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's exactly right. And the whole situation is just oh, wait a minute. It might not have been the news article. It's here's the deal, adding the criminal. Well, yeah, here's the deal is a whole nother animal. That guy. Oh, and I've tried to like when I first saw here's the deal back in the day, based on some of the things he said, I thought that he was like legitimately because he would say things like, and he always says, even now, he says all the time, I don't understand these bootlickers or these trolls or whatever he calls us and their mentality behind this. Like, how could they support that? So the first time I heard him say that, I took it in good faith that he actually wanted to understand. So I tried to explain to him our point of view. Crickets. Nothing. No response. He doesn't want to hear the truth. He doesn't want to hear our point of view. He just wants to spout his.
They keep saying they want to bridge the divide. They want to, get people to come together and say, hey, the bad cops to be taken out. I think everybody agrees on that.
Yeah.
But when somebody comes at you with a logical argument and you call them, ad hominem attacks, you're not going to bridge the divide. You're just going to further it.
Right. Exactly. Like you just said, like nobody supports bad cops. If you can prove, if you find that a police officer is engaged in unethical activity, then he needs to face the proper, consequences for his actions. Of course.
Exactly.
Right. But like, yeah, just you bring up an argument and then you say it to them. And what's their response? Well, did you hear about the cop who did that thing that time that got caught actually doing something wrong? Okay, fine. But what I'm asking you is, why do you walk into a post office and harass an old lady? Well, didn't you hear about that cop that pulled that guy over that time? And okay, but what does that have to do with what I'm asking you? And
I've called out bad cops before who've done way worse to people.
Right.
Like the cops in Colorado that left the woman on the train tracks.
Yes.
That caused that woman permanent damages. Yep. They needed to be punished. That's something that needed to be called out. I called it out. I'm not going to support, somebody doing something wrong like
that. Yeah. And I called out that cop that with that old lady with the, not old lady, but I think it was last year, the lady that had the coffee pot.
Yeah.
Like that was unacceptable, or the dude with the acorn. That was, absolutely. Like when I see something that's bad, obviously I don't like it. I'm going to call it out. I'm going to bring it up, but yeah, it's crazy. Oh, these guys are lunatics.
I think Tom Segura summed it up best. He got the best customer service response from a manager at a movie theater. Because he was complaining about a baby crying in the movie. He's like, some people suck.
There you go. Yes.
Thumbs up everything. Cops are people and some people suck.
Right. Nightmares Adventures. To be fair, news media doesn't always repeat the facts because it's not compelling or whatever. But here's the thing. If you want to get into like actual journalism and actual journalists who break the code, who don't engage in real journalism, that's fine. We can have that discussion, but that's not the point. The point is when these people say, I'm a journalist, and we say they're not, they're like, oh, what do you say? I have to work for CNN to be a journalist? No, but you have to at the very least engage in journalism. making random YouTube videos where you complain about nonsense that you made up. That's not journalism. Well, and I've always said this, the way these guys work, because they're always working on a story, the way these guys work is the equivalent to, if you want to talk about a real reporter, it's not the equivalent to like these guys putting this story out or that story out. It's the equivalent to what they do, to me, is the equivalent to somebody breaking into a house and starting it on fire so that they could go outside, grab their camera, and cover a fire.
You know,
It's
look at Walter Cronkite. Did actual journalism. Look at Barbara Walters, who would actually go and interview people and get both sides of the story and get to the truth.
Yeah.
That's what real journalism is. It's you don't have to have a news station. You can have a YouTube channel. You can have a blog page. You could post it on Facebook. That is doing actual journalism when you are constantly providing factual information. You're not making it about you. You're making it about the story.
Right. Yeah, and they make it about themselves. They create the story, right? And they'll argue, and that's another thing that drives me nuts about these guys too, is that they'll argue vehemently about how much they like, you're getting in the way of me doing my story. I'm a journalist. I'm working on a story, and you're stopping me. And it's like, okay, so what's your story? How people are going to react to me filming? Well, wait a minute. You're yelling at him for the way he's reacting to you filming is stopping your story. But your story is to film how people react to you filming. So isn't he giving you your story? Not
That's
it? Like,
I would say that's not really gathering a story. That's more of a social experiment.
oh no, yeah, but I'm saying what their argument would be.
Yeah, I get that. I get their argument. Oh, well, the story is well, that's not really a story. That's more, like I said, a social experiment to see how they will react to the camera.
Right.
It's not about the fact that you can do it. It's the purpose of you doing it.
Right.
If you were there to say, oh, I wanted to see how the post office is handling people coming in and recording and get their side of the story, get their opinion, that's a story. That's gathering content for a new story. But to go in there just to see how people react to a camera, that is not a story. That is social experimentation.
Yep. And especially when you turn everything around, everything they say, using your circular logic, twisted reasoning, and con man doublespeak, you know, to mess with people's heads and get them all flustered and then laugh about it. Look at these stupid people. They don't know how to react to a scumbag double talking them real fast because they don't see that every day. What idiots. What bootlickers. What?
Like, yeah. You're not going to win people to your side with that kind of behavior.
Right.
That kind of logic.
Ooh. Anyway, let's see. What do we got? We got about 10 minutes left. You want to check out some more of this video?
Yeah, let's check out the part where he gets to the fence because that part is actually quite comical.
All right, let's see. Go forward a bit. Oh, wait, there's I see him coming up to it.
You can start like right where he's at this right there.
Right here? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Yo, this is gonna be great.
Caution, no tailgating allowed. Well, I won't be doing any of that as I'm walking as a pedestrian. And guest parking. I don't feel like a guest right now, I got to tell you that.
Hey, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Now, also, I sure as hell won't be having any tailgating parties here. So, and welcome everyone. I'm Leroy Truth of Leroy Truth Investigations. Please smash that like button. Now, this is the private parking lot here where one would assume the cars would come out, and I would love to ask some questions here. Okay, here comes a car right here. And I'm here peaceful, as always. And you're right, Sean did not trespass there.
Wrong!
Okay. Can I ask you a question about one of the stories of your news broadcast? She looked at me. I don't know if you can see her. She looked at me with very, very wary eyes. Man in a black suit, white shirt, red tie. And I got to tell you, look at the security they got going on here. I mean, this is major. This is a serious secure fence here, which, of course, we will not be going past.
Well, that gate has to be there for security reasons to protect the staff in the news station. I mean, it's not the first time somebody has actually tried to take hostage of a live news broadcast. There were 2 incidents of this happening in the 80s I can remember off the top of my head. Joseph Glenn in 1982 took a revolver into a news studio and held the news anchors hostage, having them read out a letter he had wrote out. And then in 1987, Gary Stolman did the exact same thing, but with a BB gun. Now, these are 2 incidents that happened in the 80s, but it has happened in the past before. Not to mention the incidents that have happened in the 2000s, where a disgruntled former reporter went and attacked 2 of his former colleagues live on a broadcast. So having a large security gate like that is important, not to mention the equipment they have to protect, but the staff.
And it says, warning, moving gate can cause serious injury or death. Yes, you can. And it is near 5 o'clock, which is quitting time here on the East Coast, if you happen to be on other time zones. And I drove here to ask some serious questions about that hit piece. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do, I'm going to read it to you for those that haven't seen it. And Sean is going to go over it in depth. I'm going to keep the camera turned around that way. And Sean's going to go over this in depth. So, say.
Well, we're waiting.
And put this on Do Not Disturb. Okay, Do Not Disturb. All right. So, if you can see this, and if someone can find this article, and it may be hard to see here, Internal Affairs investigation released after viral YouTube video shows confrontation with state police sergeant. This is on WFSB.com. And so you could just spam this in here. Oh, here comes someone else. Okay.
Apparently I missed the super chat. Oh, where did NCR go? Did he drop? Oh my goodness. Or did I accidentally click him out? What the heck happened? I'm watching the video. I was getting into it. I was watching the video. Okay, so what did I miss? I missed Nerd Girl for $4.99. Cowards, really? What if that poor girl had to use the bathroom? Oh, yeah. All right, Nerd Girl, thank you so much for the $4.99. Here's your happy dance. All right, thank you so much. And then we got $2 from Parsons. Did the Bears win? It was a tie, so they didn't lose. Yes, yes, yes. And here's your happy dance. All right, yes, thank you.
Sorry about that. I had a minor technical disconnection.
That's all right. Because I was watching. I was like focused on the video, and then P. Barnes pointed out to me that I missed a couple super chats, so I went back. So that's I was covering that at that time anyway. So yeah. Anyway. Oh my goodness. But you're all good now?
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. So yeah, let's go ahead and finish this up. this whole thing with the fence, yeah, it's like, and now he's going to read the article. I'm trying to, and that's why I was focused. I want to see, okay, where's all this horrible stuff? But real quick, let me put this out there too.
Thank you, Dad.
Yes, that's another perfect example of how these guys, and I always say this as well, and this is just another example of it, the way they say things. Everything they say is all about brainwashing their sycophant, sheeple, lens-licking fans. It's always like, it's not, I got pulled over and the cop gave me let me off with the warning because he's a nice guy. No, it's a scumbag tyrant tried to extort money from me and I refused to allow him to violate my civil rights. It's always the way they put it. And with this, it's hit piece. Hit piece. It's always hit. He just keeps repeating it over and over and over until his fans just decide that it's true. It has nothing to do with what the article actually says. It's because he keeps repeating that phrase, hit piece, hit piece, hit piece, until they decide that it must be a hit piece because he said it 700 times.
It's like a psychological tactic. You know, if you keep repeating the same phrase over and over again, or you can get people to actually fall for that logic. You know, it's like an interrogation tactic. You know, you keep trying to break them down.
Yep.
Oh, it's a hit piece. It's a hit piece. It's a hit piece. Well, how is it a hit piece? But it's a hit piece. To the point where you stop asking questions and just accept what they're saying.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and again, like Leland brought it up. It's like they illegally detained me. They illegally arrested me. Every arrest is an illegal arrest. Every detainment is an illegal detainment. Everything that they do is illegal. Like you can't do what they did. It's not allowed. How about you were illegally trespassing? They never say that.
Oh, well, it takes away from the point. I mean, think about it. When you tell somebody to constantly, you know, hit the like button, you're putting it out there. So they're like, oh, well, I'll just hit the like button. And if you keep saying, oh, it's a hit piece, they're tyrants, you're going to get them to start believing, yeah, they are tyrants.
Yep.
Over something small, like on a traffic stop, asking for their license. By the time they see that video, it's like, oh, that's just a tyrant trying to flex his power.
Right. Anyway, because I do want to hear this hit piece and see just how bad it is. So let's check this part out where he reads it.
It's a very slow gait.
Maybe he doesn't.
He doesn't.
Hello, ma'am. Can I ask you a question about your story that came out about a trooper spitting on a journalist and this news organization misrepresenting the truth profoundly?
Willie hears ya. Willie don't care.
No, they were not interested in that.
Okay. All right. That's so, and then this just hits me now watching that. Okay. How many times have we seen this? I mean, all the time. And it's what's happening just now. Okay. So, and this again is part of their false narrative building. Not just like the repetition, like what we were just talking about, but in general, the whole thing is a false narrative. The whole thing's a lie, right? And everything they do is part of building that narrative. Okay. So I'm standing outside of this news place. The gate opens and a car drives by. Now, for all he knows, the dude in that car could be a secretary who just types up paperwork all day. It could be the woman who answers the phones. It could be the freaking janitor. But I'm trying to ask them questions about the reporter, about the story that they did, and they're not answering me.
That's the best part. Is like you're trying to associate every employee as a reporter. But how do you know that's not an intern? How do you know that's not an intern? How do you know that's not the IT guy?
Right. And what is their big, whole, huge beef always? If I'm standing on the corner filming, Leave me alone. So they get in their car and they drive past and they leave him alone. Now he's got a problem with that.
I just love the fact of the guy is gone. The car is gone, and he's still just, well, it's a hit piece on what this news agency said about a trooper spitting on a journalist and how you guys didn't. I can't see your car anymore, but I'm going to still keep talking.
Right? That reminds me of like, and that's why I laughed, because as soon as that happened, that's hilarious. And it reminded me of, like, how many times have we seen videos where somebody will, like, walk up to a police station, walk up to the random person behind the desk and start asking them questions about the journalist that was harassed by the evil tyrants the other day. You know what I'm talking about.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Yeah, right? It's like, what? Well, I don't even, what's the case number? Maybe I could look it up for you. You know, come on. What? Who the hell are you? Like,
I can actually see them going into a McDonald's or a Wendy's and be like, what is your thoughts on, dude, this is California and this is a Wendy's. This happened somewhere else.
Right.
You want a Baconator?
Right. Yes. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, it's just about time for the cup cake. Happy dance. Let's go. All right. All right. Okay. Olay. All right. Yeah. Thank you so much, NCR, for coming up here. Always great to have you on the show. Thank you so much. Any last words before we wrap it up?
Don't forget to hit the like button, or your tyrants if you don't like and subscribe to Hezokuai and Further Follies.
That's right. And the same for you guys. Go check out, if you're not subscribed to NCR News Network, get over there and subscribe right away. Don't forget to watch the Florida Man podcast. Oh, my goodness gracious to me. Anything else you want to promote?
No, that's pretty much everything.
All righty. Well, thank you so much once again. And thank all you for watching. And like I always say, at the end of the day, oh, yeah. I'm all shook up.
Thank you.